Welcome to podcast episode 66, 6 Steps to Spring Style Success. As we enter into the spring season, a very busy time of year, now is the time to reassess and refresh your look. Chances are your social calendar is filling up fast, and pretty soon you're not going to have time to breathe, much less think about making any changes. Taking some time now to refresh and revamp your image can set you up for success all season long. In this episode, we discuss what to do before you make any changes, how a little forethought can make a big difference, the real reason you need to tweak your look, what to change along with your makeup, and how often your lingerie needs to be updated. But first, is your style stuck in a rut? If you're tired of wearing the same baggy, frumpy clothes, then what you need is a little help to jumpstart your style. Drab to Fab is my brand new program created for the busy woman just like you who needs a wardrobe win. If you're tired of feeling defeated every time you set foot in your closet, then I have just the thing. Drab to Fab isn't about helping you create a whole new wardrobe or a long, drawn-out strategy. I'm not here to teach you that just yet. What you need is a little style success and fast. I want you to feel fabulous and start your day looking put together and feeling confident. In Drab to Fab, I share with you the strategies that have worked for thousands of women just like you to bust out of a rut and feel like themselves again. Stop stressing about clothes that aren't even right for you. Discover what it feels like to get dressed in just a few minutes every day and make your morning a time you look forward to. For less than $50, get ready to look forward to getting dressed every single morning. Click the link in the show notes to sign up for Drab to Fab today and get ready to take your wardrobe from drabulous to fabulous. Welcome to Style by Mary Michelle, a podcast designed to empower you through personal style. I'm your host, Mary Michelle Nidifer, a master style coach, founder of Style Finder Boutique, and creator of the Style Finder ID system. I'm here to help you know what to wear, how to wear it, and how to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. Let's go. Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome back. Today, we are going to get you set up for spring because guess what? Spring is coming very, very soon. Now, I know this month is coming to a close, but spring is on the way. And if you're anywhere near North Carolina, then you know that our weather has been kind of spring-like. We've had a little bit of warm spring weather, and I think it's really given us all spring fever. I know for one, I cannot wait to share all the spring trends, to stock my closet with all the spring trends, and to get a boutique full of all these gorgeous spring trends. Actually, we have spring trends in now. They've been coming in for a while, and it's so exciting. But then we have a cold snap, and but I am ready for warm weather, for spring trends. And I know this spring is just going to be so amazing. But first, I want to share with you what I am doing with the spring trends this year. I'm super, super excited. Every year I do a spring trends ebook, and I've done this really forever since I've been a style coach, something I do for my clients, and really just share especially how women over 40 can wear the spring trends, what they need to pay attention to. I always tie in tips about dressing for your body type, for your coloring, for your style. And, usually find a style icon for inspiration, but I always have a lot of fun with it. And this year is going to be epic because I am doing a killer ebook. I have not finished it yet, but I'm getting very close. But I'm doing a killer ebook, and there will be a video presentation. So keep an eye out because you do not want to miss that. The ebook is going to be available for purchase. You do not want to miss it because it's more than just the trends. What I have found that has been super frustrating over the years is that you can get on so many websites and they talk about what's coming down the runway. But what is missing is how does that translate to the real world? And that's where I come in because what I like to say I do is take what's coming down the runway, take what we see in the magazines and translate it for real life, for the woman 35 and up for our body types, for our lifestyle. And it's a different ballgame. If you are young, if you're in your 20s, you've got an incredible figure, you've got a limitless budget, and you have time to shop for the trends, then go for it. More power to you. However, what I've found in the women I work with, they have considerations, and they just are super, super confused when it comes to the trends. So my goal is to help you not be confused, to really understand with clarity, with confidence, what trends to even pay attention to. Because usually there are some trends out there that are for a very, very select few and not for the masses. So I want you to be ready. But today what we're going to be talking about is how to get your style ready for spring. We're not diving into the trends yet. This is like the precursor. This is the prep. This is setting you up for success, because as we step into spring and the trends start coming down the pipeline and you start shopping and restocking your closet, I want you to be ready, because here's what happens. A new season starts and maybe you've put things off, and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, you've got a party, you've got an event, the weather's changed, you're wearing different shoes, maybe you forgot to get a pedicure, maybe you need to do something different with your hair or your makeup, or you're still feeling like you're dressing for winter. So think about what you need to do and how you can set yourself up for success, because this is exactly what we do in the School of Style. I help my clients in there, my members, get ready for what's coming next. We talk about what's now, what's new, what's next, and we're always ready, because I do not want you to be caught short. There have been too many times when the seasons have changed and it's warm, but maybe I'm still wearing boots, and oh my gosh, it's time for sandals, but I have not had a pedicure yet. So, you don't want to get caught and then you feel frumpy, or you just don't feel good about yourself and you're worried about it. I don't want you to be there. So I want you to be set up for success. And the cool thing is, I make it easy for you. I am giving you some tips today. And even if you just do one of these, you're going to feel like, wow, I'm ready. I'm a step ahead of the curve. And what I found is it's like, the Japanese principle of Kaizen. And it's, one small step, one small step, one small step. And when you do one thing, it's going to give you momentum. And you're going to want to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So take heed, listen to this podcast multiple times, check out the show notes, make sure you write down these steps, because they're not that big of a deal. Some of them can be, but they're not that big of a deal, but they will make a big difference when you do these properly. So are you ready? So my 6 steps to spring ready style. Now you can also use this in the fall, but today we're just talking about spring. Now, my first step is always it's an overview. What is coming up for you? What do you have going on this spring that you need to plan for? Now, most people I know have a wedding of some sort, because 2022 is getting set up to be an epic year for weddings. So if you have weddings on your calendar, maybe if you have a family member who's getting married, you've probably got rehearsal dinners, bridal showers, baby showers, whatever. You've got lots and lots of things. I know I just got an invitation to my aunt and uncle are celebrating their 50th anniversary. Shout out to Aunt Joyce and Uncle James. If you're listening, kudos, because that's a big deal. And I look forward to celebrating them very soon. But there are a lot of events. And I think spring, first of all, spring is a big, big, big season for events. Next to the holidays, spring is crazy. However, I think with the pandemic and with the mask mandate being lifted in a lot of places, like it was recently here, then spring is going to be epic as far as events. I think people are just ready to reconvene. We're ready to get together. I know I'm ready for dinner parties and, just a lot more socializing and having fun. So the first thing I want you to do is to list out your upcoming events. Now, it's probably helpful for you to get your calendar out, but I want you to list out, what do I have coming up? Because whatever you do in your day-to-day life, you're going to need a fresh wardrobe for that. I mean, sure, you can pull out some of your things from last year, but chances are you're going to want to update. And so whatever you do in your day-to-day life, if you're a professional and you have, great work clothes that you want to pull out or that you want to refresh, you've got your day-to-day to shop for. But chances are you have some special events coming up and you need time to plan for those so you're not caught short at the last minute. So plan out your events. Now, and what this means is, if you've got a wedding and you're going to see family members that you have not seen in a long time, you're going to want to look good, right? You're going to want to just rock the house. So this is how you plan for that. This is how you prep for that. And this is how you get ready. So list out your upcoming events and list out everything. So if there's a wedding and there's going to be a rehearsal dinner the night before, there's going to be a brunch, there's going to be a luncheon, there's going to be a shower. What are all the events you need to plan for? Is there travel involved? Because you will need different clothes if you're traveling to a different location. I've got a friend who's, she's got two kids getting married this year, and one of her kids is getting married in Italy, which is, that's a whole big deal. Like traveling to another country, she's going to want, all sorts of different things to wear. So just know, what are you planning for? Maybe there's a party, maybe there's a retirement, maybe you've got an epic vacation. I've talked to so many clients who have cruises coming up. I've been helping them find outfits for all sorts of different things. So if you do, I will tell you, if you do have something coming up, we just launched our Teal Box program at Style Finder, and that's where it is only available in the United States. But that's where we hop on a quick 30-minute intake call and we find out all your information. What are your sizes? What's your style? What's your coloring? What are you shopping for? What are your needs? And then we curate a lookbook from all the clothing at Style Finder Boutique. And then you just purchase whatever you want. It's shipped to your doorstep. And there's, if things don't work out, you can send them back. So check that out. I will have the link in the show notes for that. And you definitely want to take advantage of that because essentially it's free. There is a $20 styling fee, but that's fully refundable with your purchase. So no cost to you. And I tell you what, between myself and Camelia, and then soon our new stylist, Meredith, will be putting this together. And so far, our clients are loving this. But with all these crazy events coming up, travel, weddings, parties, etc., women are planning ahead and they're getting their stuff. And then you know what that does? It frees you up mentally and it takes the stress off. And then you're going to show up at that event looking amazing. So that's step number one. List out all your upcoming events because that is going to dictate some of these things. It's going to dictate how you handle these things. Step number two. All right, this is where we dive in. I want you to reassess your hairstyle and your hair color. It doesn't mean you have to change it, but I want you to reassess or just assess. Are you happy with your hair? Are you ready for a change? Have you been considering making a change? I had a client come in the other day and she'd let her hair grow and she looked at me and she's like, I need a makeover. I'm just not happy with where I am right now. And I think a big part of it was her hair had grown out. It wasn't really styled. She had let it go gray and she always looks great, but I could tell from the look on her face that she didn't feel great. And so if you are in transition with your hair or you're just, it's been the same style for a long time, maybe it's time to revisit. So I want you to think about how your hair makes you feel because, there are studies that show that when you have a bad hair day, you just have a bad day. And like my client who came in the boutique the other day, it's just the way she carried herself. She did not feel good about herself and she wanted to make a change. So I encourage you, make an appointment with your stylist. Chances are you probably already have one and consider or discuss what's working, what's not working. But here's where I want you to take some time to play. Get online, Google some styles. Maybe you find your style icon and look at her hairstyle, or maybe you Google something for your face shape. Or if you're considering going shorter or growing it out or changing your color or going gray, Google some pictures, get on Pinterest, just do some research. So you have some ideas what you might want to do. And then talk with your stylist about it and say, hey, let them know I would like to work towards this, or I would like to, cut 3 inches off or 4 inches off. I actually cut 4 or 5, actually probably more than that, probably about 5 or 6 inches off my hair not too long ago, a couple months ago. And it's interesting because I've had a couple of haircuts since then and it keeps getting shorter. I don't think I'm going to go any shorter though. I think I want to let it grow just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's like finding that happy medium, because for years I wore my hair short. And then I think after I went through my divorce, I decided it's time to grow it out. You know what they say, when a woman cuts her hair or does something different with her hair, she's ready to change her. When a woman changes her hair, she's ready to change her life. And I certainly was ready for a fresh change after that. But that was, more than 10 years ago, 14 years ago. And it served me well. And then it was time for something different. But I've had long hair for a long time. And I think with my face shape, it was time to do something different. I just was feeling that pull, hitting a new birthday, not a new decade. I've been in my 50s for a while, but hitting a different year, hitting a different phase in my life. It was just time to do something different. I've been playing around with my hair color little by little. I'm going a little bit lighter. I am not ready to embrace my gray just yet, but maybe it's 60, maybe. We'll see. But it's just, how does it feel? Does it feel right to you right now? Does it feel good to you? But when you go in for your next hair appointment, reassess, talk with your hairdresser, play around with possibilities, and find something that's going to make you feel fresh. It's going to make you feel invigorated. It's going to make you feel sexy. It's going to make you feel ready for all these spring events. Because I tell you what, when your hair looks good, you just rock it out. Like you feel amazing. And then you're going to be like, ooh, I need some new clothes. You are going to be looking and feeling like $1,000,000. And girl, that is the goal. All right, step number 2, let's make over your makeup. As the seasons change, so should the colors that you wear. And also as we age, the makeup that we wear changes. I know when I hit my 50s, 50 was not bad for me. 50 was fine. It seemed like at 51, there were a lot of changes for me. And I remember going to Kirsten, who used to work with us, and saying, help, I need your help. Because all of a sudden, the powder foundation, the mineral foundation that I was using, it was getting cakey. It was showing my wrinkles more than it was covering anything. My complexion just didn't look, it looked drab. It did not look good. And she gave me some skincare to use. She told me, she said, once you get over 50, don't use powder foundation. I had never heard that before. And that was a game changer for me. So I only use liquid foundation now. I use a stick blush. I don't use powder. Powder just doesn't work for me anymore. And I've also started using a primer for my eyeshadow, because I noticed that I have deep set eyes, and my eyes have gotten deeper set as I've gotten older, and my eyeshadow would crease really bad. So make over your makeup, because as the seasons change, as you get older, we're all aging, which is a beautiful thing. I want you to age gracefully and beautifully and step into it with ease. But this is a great opportunity to make an appointment with your local makeup counter, your local Mary Kay rep, your local makeup expert, whoever you go to. I know at the boutique, Camelia, who works with us right now, she does Mary Kay, and she has been a great resource. And she's got a team of women, Karen Holland and some other girls who work together. And they're actually going to be doing a makeup event, probably more than one, but I know we have one scheduled for Saturday, March 12th in the boutique. We are going to be taking appointments. So if you're local to Raleigh and you want to get in on that, reach out, let us know. We'd love to work with you. Or if you just need help, feel free to email me or message me on Instagram. I'd be happy to connect you with them. One of the biggest questions I get asked from women is, who do I even go to for my makeup? So we have a list of resources. I know quite a few women who are expert makeup artists and would be happy to help you. So while you're at it, while you're updating your makeup, I want you to update your skincare, because skincare can be one of those things that you get stuck in a rut. You're doing the same thing, and then all of a sudden it just doesn't work for you anymore. So you need to revisit your skincare routine regularly. There are so many advents in technology as well that you want to make sure that you're using the right thing. I know over the past few years, I have changed my skincare routine quite a bit, and it's made a difference. I like to feel that I have great skin. One of my biggest secrets to having great skin, though, is, first of all, it's DNA. My mom's got incredible skin, but also drinking a lot of water. I drink a lot of water, and I eat really well. I eat lots of veggies, lots of fruits, take my supplements. So I think that's a big piece of it. But skincare, what you use on your skin, how you care for your skin makes a big difference. And actually, I had an interview with someone the other day, Deborah. She's going to be on here with me on Thursday. And she was talking about how she never, ever goes to bed with her makeup on. I don't do that either. That's like a cardinal sin in my book. And so I think most women at my age, we take really good care of our skin. Usually it's women when they're younger and, we're out late and we're tired and we just forget. But even when I was younger, I didn't do that. So it makes a big difference. But when you do go and meet with somebody about your makeup, I want you to keep in mind special occasions and make sure that you discuss a daytime look and a special occasion look. And then also maybe an evening look. If your special occasions are during the daytime, that's going to be different than your regular daytime look. But your everyday daytime routine, keep it really, really simple. Because I tell you what, for years, I've heard women say, I went to the makeup counter and I worked with somebody there and they sold me $800 worth of product and I don't even know how to use it. Don't get overwhelmed. Keep it really simple. Find somebody that you can trust who is only going to show you the basics. If you're not going to be getting into contouring and doing primers and doing this and doing that, there's no point in you buying those products because you feel obligated. So say no. Do not take home anything you know in your heart of hearts you will not use. But while you're at it, make sure you do ask for a daytime routine and what can I do for special occasions, because if there are going to be pictures involved, you want to take it up a notch. You want to be a little bit more bold, probably stronger eyeliner. You want your eyes more defined. You just want things a little bit different because pictures are going to be taken and it's just going to be a whole different ballgame. So you definitely want to make sure you have daytime and evening looks and your skincare. All right. Now, the other thing I'm going to tack onto that's a big one. As you're talking about makeup colors, I also want you to incorporate that into your nail color. If there's a color you've been using for your nails, make sure you update. I know some people who have one color that they have in the fall and winter, and then one color that they use in the spring and summer. That's fine. That is great. But make sure you're making that change. I change mine. I really honestly, right now, mine are sort of a metallic charcoal. I love that color. And honestly, I will do that year round. To me, that's a neutral. And it's very dark, but you know what? It goes with my dramatic personality. I don't do it a lot, but when I feel it, I feel it. And I just want that. And so next up, my next manicure, I will be getting one this week. We're going to be heading to New York, and I'll probably do something with a little bit of color, but we're going to New York. Everybody wears black in New York. So I'll probably do a little bit of color, but kind of a dark muted color. So I'm not sure what color yet. So stay tuned. I'll post it on my Instagram stories for sure. But make sure you update your nail color. Now, your nail color does not have to match your lip color. You can relate it. You can tie it in. It does not have to, but have some fun with your nails. There's so many great nail trends out there that I just won't even go into those right now, but have some fun with that because that is just, that's an area where you should get to play. All right. So number 4, refresh your lingerie. Now, this is a topic that we just dove into deep in the School of Style. And some of the testimonials or some of the stories I've been hearing from my clients are like, oh my gosh, I realized none of my bras fit. I realized, everything had been stretched out and it didn't work. One of my clients told me she went to Nordstrom and had an incredible bra fitting and came home with 5 or 6 new bras. So Think about your bras, though, especially your bras, your panties, your lingerie, whatever you wear, shapewear. This includes everything that you wear under your clothing. Maybe it's your layering tanks. In fact, I have on a layering tank now, but I've noticed that there are some layering tanks that I wear often, especially my white. There's a brand that we carry called Eliaton, and it's just a great layer when you want to layer something under a sheer top, or something's cut a little bit low, or you just need that extra layer. But the white ones get really dingy really fast. Even if they're nice, they're just going to get dingy. It's just the name of the game. So refresh your lingerie, refresh your layering pieces, refresh your bralettes. But this is a great opportunity to go have a bra fitting. Take stock of the bras that you have. I think a lot of people haven't had a bra fitting in a long time because of the pandemic, but go have a bra fitting. Nordstrom is a great place to go, or your local bra store. There are quite a few around the Raleigh area, but I'm sure there's one near you. Soma is also good. If you know of others, I'd love to hear about them. But look, I would recommend finding someone local, find an expert, or find somebody who can guide you. Ask a friend, and go do that for yourself, because our bodies are always changing. And I know as we get older, sometimes our bust line will change. I know a lot of people have told me that it gets bigger, but as we lose weight, as we gain weight, hormones fluctuate, our weight fluctuates, things change, but also bras are not built to last. And one of the statistics that I read, what was it? I think a bra should last, I would say 6 months to a year. If 6 months, if you wear it a lot, a year, if you don't wear it quite as much. But take that with a grain of salt. Doesn't mean you have to check your bras after a year. But if they are stretched out, if the hooks are broken, sometimes the hooks break and they just, come undone and it's not working. Or if you do have underwires, sometimes the underwires will work their way out and they'll poke you. You don't want that. So reassess and restock and refresh your lingerie. Hey, while you're at it, do your sleepwear. Get yourself some new PJs because you deserve it. But restock your lingerie, buy something that makes you feel pretty, sexy, that gives you the support you need, that smooths you out where you need it the most. And what that means, if you need to try some shapewear or want some shapewear, now I'm just going to mention this real quick. When it comes to special occasions and your dresses, ladies, be sure that you wear the appropriate lingerie with your dress. Because what I found is that when you have a dress on, you can't just put on regular bra and panties and not have VPL, visible panty lines or bra bulge or whatever. And that can ruin your look. You want to make sure that you try your dress on, that you understand what your needs are when it comes to shapewear, and then take your dress with you if you need to, but go seek out the right pieces. This is where you can go to a department store. You can ask for guidance and say, look, here's my dress. I need X, Y, and Z. Maybe you have a strapless dress and you need something that will adhere to your skin to give you some lift and some coverage. Or maybe you need some slimming shorts. That is my go-to. I don't even know what to call them, but like slimming shorts to wear instead of panties, like long line shorts. They smooth out all the lines and they're just, they're super comfy. They don't really offer a lot of compression. It's really more about smoothing. And what I've found is that when you can smooth out the lines, that's really what you want. It's not necessarily about the compression, although you might want some compression, but don't feel that you have to have that. Because sometimes when you just get rid of the lines, that is what takes your look to the next level. So restock your lingerie and ask yourself, what are my needs for this season? All right, number 5, take stock of your accessories. Going into spring means that the weather's going to be fluctuating, right? And so I want you to be thinking about your shoes. I want you to be thinking about your jewelry. I want you to be thinking about your scarves, your jackets, your layers. Because especially as we transition into spring, especially if you're in the South, we're going to have those rainstorms, right? And what I have found is that when you take stock of your accessories, you make sure you have the right pair of shoes, the right boots. We're going to be talking about all sorts of great shoe trends. A couple I'll go ahead and tell you about. When it comes to sandals, we're seeing, we've been seeing so many lug-soled boots and loafers. Now we're seeing lug-soled sandals. But conversely, we're seeing at polar opposite, very feminine, flirty sandals, very elegant. So you've got the clunky, you've got the elegant. You know what? It's all over the place. So you do you choose what's right for you. But make sure, being in the South, one of my least favorite things is getting up in the morning in the springtime and it's cold. And you know what? On those days that I'm looking forward to wearing a new pair of sandals, I don't want my toes to freeze. And so if you wake up and it is chilly, I want you to be prepared. What shoes can you wear that will kind of bridge the gap? They'll keep your toes warm, but they're not going to scream fall and winter. Flats are great for that. Booties, sneakers. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, I have embraced sneakers. I've had a pair. I actually bought a pair. And by sneakers, what I mean is shoes that I'm not wearing to the gym, shoes that I would actually wear out in public. And I know they've been around for a while, but I think my dramatic side, my rebel side, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not embracing that trend. But I tell you what, I went shopping the other day and I bought myself 2 new pairs of sneakers. And I'm super excited about them. One is a pair of black sneakers with a little bit of almost a wedge. And it's interesting because I was envisioning if I were to buy any sneakers, what would they look like? And I'm reluctant to use this word, but they almost remind me of espadrilles just in the top because it's a black stretchy fabric. But then they have almost a little wedge and then they have a white sole. And I love them. I put them on. I'm like, heck yeah, this is me. This just felt good. And then my other ones are a pair of white leather Adidas, going for the classics. Who knew? So I am fully embracing sneakers this year, and I cannot wait to wear these. I think I've got some travel coming up in the future, and I think these will be perfect for travel, but also for just a busy lifestyle. I love to just run around, do errands. I love to walk fast, and I'm usually a boots girl. I do love my sandals, but I thought, you know what? Sneakers are really functional for a lot of things I have coming up this year. So I'm embracing the sneaker. Who knew? I certainly did not. But I want you to take stock of your accessories in terms of your shoes. What shoes are you going to wear to bridge the gap between winter and spring? Because if you're like me and you wear boots a lot, you can't just turn around and go from boots to sandals. You have to have that in between unless you want your toes to be cold. I do not. I just cannot stand for my feet to be cold. So I have to have that in between, and that's where sneakers come in for me. I think, for you, it could be flats, it could be loafers, whatever it is. But also here's where I want you to start thinking about your handbag. That's a big deal. If you're going from your winter handbag, probably black or dark or heavy, visually heavy, to something light and flirty and fun, that's a whole different opportunity to inject your personality into your style. And your handbag really kind of sets the tone for your look. So think about what handbag you're carrying. I've been carrying one. Actually, it is one that belonged to my mom, and she handed it down to me. It is a vintage Gucci, and it is a brown, just a satchel. And it's got a gold chain strap. Very simple, but it's a dark chocolate brown, and it's one of those bags that I could probably carry year round. But as we go into spring, I think I'm going to want something lighter. I haven't decided what yet, but we're going to New York this week. And one thing that's on my list is a trip to the Hermes store. Now, I have never, as many times as I've been to New York, and I cannot even count. We used to go 5 or 6 times a year. So I've been to New York a lot, but I've never been to the Hermes store. And apparently it's only open on Saturdays and Sundays, I believe. It's only open on the weekends. So I'm excited about that. I just want to go. I don't have anything in mind. I actually was kind of looking at a different brand of bag, but I haven't decided yet. So I may or may not come home with a brand new bag. I am unattached to that right now. I'm not sure, but I'll know it when I see it. If it's the right bag for me, I will know it. And who knows? So, but I'm just looking forward to going and having that experience, because I think for years, I really didn't embrace the big design houses. That just wasn't my thing. I know there's a lot of history, there's a lot of culture behind it, but it just wasn't my thing. And I think in the past year, really, I've become a little bit more intrigued with the big brands, the Chanel and the Louis Vuitton and Gucci, and just really the culture and the history and the aesthetic. So anyway, it's just something to have fun with. But accessories are where you really get to put your personality into the mix. It's the icing on the cake and where you get to have fun with it. So take stock of your accessories and make sure that yours are, one, they work for you. They're really a reflection of who you are. And two, they're right for right now. All right, number 6, ditch the drab colors. Ladies, wait until you see. In fact, if you are watching this video, I'm going to flash you with the spring 2022 colors. Yes, look at all these bold, vibrant hues. And it's interesting because there are some bold, vibrant hues coming up for spring, but there are also, what people were calling dreamy yet wearable colors, solar shades like gold, bronze, amber, yellow, marigold. So, colors, they're all over the map usually. And I always tell my clients, wear your best colors. Don't necessarily let the trends dictate what's right for you. But I will say the number one color, or the color of the year, according to Pantone, is Very Peri, which is a gorgeous periwinkle. And that's a color that just about everybody can wear. It's a beautiful mid-range purpley blue, and I love it. I think it's beautiful for spring. It goes with a lot of different things, and it looks great on so many different people. But this is where I want to encourage you. If you've been wearing blacks and grays and darker colors that have been great for fall and winter, break out of that rut. Add a punch of pink, add a splash of turquoise, add a pop of yellow, or just change out your neutrals and see how you can swap out your colors and create new combinations and give it a fresh spin. Sometimes it is just changing out your shoes, or changing out your handbag, or changing out your makeup, or doing something to refresh your colors, to make them a little bit lighter, a little bit more vibrant, and just looking like spring. But if you've been hiding out in your blacks and your grays, break it up a little bit. It's interesting. I found myself wearing black and white the other day, and I had on some black pants with gray and some other colors in there. And gray, it was like gray and black, a couple of different shades of gray and silver and metallic. And then I wore a white shirt, and then I wore a black jacket, and I wore my new black sneakers. And I felt really dark overall, but I'm like, you know what? This is probably the last time I'll wear a look like this. So I went ahead and wore it. But it just felt like, probably should be wearing something brighter. Wasn't totally, I was feeling it, but I was like, well, almost at the end of when I feel comfortable wearing this. So ditch the drab colors, wear something that's going to invigorate you, and see how much difference a color can make. I know I've shot so many videos. If you're following me on TikTok, I have so many videos on like what colors to wear, how to find your best red, how to wear your skin tone, what colors to wear for brown eyes, like all the, so many different tips. I could talk about color all day long, and I won't do that right now, but I will just encourage you to wear colors that make you feel more vibrant, that make you feel more like yourself. So, ladies, I hope these tips have helped you to feel like you can get your style ready for spring, because I want you to approach the new season with excitement, with energy, and ready for anything that comes your way. Travel, events, big promotions, speaking, taking your career to the next level, doing whatever you're doing. kicking off a new year, in new career, whatever you're doing. I want you to feel amazing, and I want your clothes to be able to support you. So I'm going to run through this 6 steps again. Number 1, first of all, start out by listing all your upcoming events so you can plan around those. Number 2, reassess your hairstyle and your hair color. Number 3, refresh your makeup, but also included is your skincare and your nail color. Number 4, restock your lingerie, your shapewear, your sleepwear, all the underpinnings. Number 5, take stock of your accessories, your shoes, your handbags. Make sure you have pieces that transition between the seasons. And number 6, ditch the drab colors. Go from drab to fab. Go from drab to vibrant. How about that? So, ladies, I hope you have loved these tips. Let me know what you think. Send me a DM and come join me over on our Facebook group, Style by Mary Michelle Podcast, and come follow me on Instagram. And actually, I would love for you to leave me a review. I love hearing from you, ladies. It just warms my heart when I get your messages and your kind words. So many women keep telling me, oh, I just listened to this podcast. In fact, one of my clients, Lisa, sent me a couple of notes recently about my podcast, because she's having all these big ahas. And I think she was in the car and she was listening to several episodes. So Lisa, hello, shout out to you. Thank you, beautiful, for being here and all your support. But Lisa mentioned the other day that, what did she say? When I said in one of my podcasts that what you have in your closet is the sum total of your shopping habits. I think a lot of women don't think about that. They shop and then they view their wardrobe as independent from what their habits are. We just don't think about it. And, it's perfectly natural to do that. But I think when you can really start to be intentional and start to really notice and pay attention to what you're doing, what you're buying, how you're buying it, then you can change everything. You can change what's in your closet. You can change how you get dressed. So you just all want it to be in alignment with who you are. Ladies, have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for being you and for showing up for me. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. I love you, and I will see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to Style by Mary Michelle, where women come to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. If you enjoyed this podcast, I invite you to leave me a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever you're listening. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Style by Mary Michelle, and shop our boutique at shopstylefinder.com for the best in upscale casual apparel. Better yet, if you're in the Raleigh area, come see us. We're located in the North Hills Shopping Center, the premier shopping district in Midtown Raleigh. For details and links mentioned in this episode, be sure to see the show notes. Have a beautiful week.